point is, I mean, I guess that's the point that the movie's trying to show is like, it's not fucking black or white.
No,
and it does a good job in showing that. Like, it does a good job in showing. It's not like disrespecting that whole notion of like the freedom, but it just pulls the curtain back on saying like, yeah, jump in a van and fucking live on the road. It's not really like that, you know.
No, it's not.
I like the whole.
You know, that kind of, when you're talking about like the younger generation of van dwellers, the newest one, the
Fish concert attendees.
Well, even newer than the Fish concert attendees is like the commercialized version, that like Instagram van lifer. Where you're not in doing this out of desperation. You're not even like doing this out of like being a hippie, like freedom or whatever. Now it's like rich kids who like want to play pretend.
Yeah, of course.
Of like the Instagram van lifer of just like, this person is the son of and daughter of, you know, a millionaire who is traveling the world in decked out van, you're not really living the lifestyle because, you know, it's all the road and none of the struggles of the road.
Correct.
It's you're posting everything you're doing, and that's kind of like, you see the evolution of this, of just like the people who were living this lifestyle completely out of desperation because they have no money, then the people who they're desperate but they chose to be that way, and then the newest generation of people who like they're not desperate, they're playing pretend.
Yes.
They're not free, they're not nomads living on the road. They have a nice house somewhere. They are tied down to some job, and they are playing pretend.
Yeah, or if they're not tied down to a job, they can fall back on something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're not at their. Yeah, well, I mean, that's prevalent in fucking every walk of life now. It's just like curating a fake existence to kind of
exactly.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. This was a good movie. Well, I feel like we've been on a roll with some really good stuff.
Yeah, and this movie just won Best Picture.
It did.
Which, while yes, this is a good movie.
Clearly, there was not a lot of competition.
Well, this movie was not better than Judas and the Black Messiah.
I mean, how you could even begin to compare the two? Doesn't even compute.
Was very...
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like, why would that even be?
Because they were both up for Best Picture. And I do.
How would you even define that? I guess is my point. How would you define what's
exactly, which is kind of why I do not like.
They don't even deserve to go against each other.
Why I don't really like award shows to begin with is one, like, well, 9 times out of 10 I disagree with their decisions, but also it's like filmmaking is subjective. You can't necessarily say this was the best picture. If you told me what was my favorite movie of the year, I couldn't even really give you a straight answer.
And
I can say that's definitely
you versus you. Like, that's not
I can definitely say I think Judas and the Black Messiah was a better movie than this. You know, I can say that pretty definitively.
See, I don't even know that I could say that, because it's like, what are the metrics?
Exactly.
They're so wildly different.
Also, it's just like the Oscars now, it's so much of whose ass you kiss.
So break down how that shit all gets determined.
All right. So basically,
and why you say it's about whose ass you kiss. Just break down for people that aren't.
So the people who vote on Best Picture, Best Actress, or Best Director,
right?
A lot of the times you
just
can't...
those categories, or
no, all categories. A lot of the times you can't like give them gifts. You can't, because that would be like a bribe. But what you can do is you can send them like screeners Because if you have a movie, you have your movie on DVD, you're allowed to send it to whoever. And there's no rule of what you send along with your movie. So if you send your movie along with like a gift basket that has a bunch of expensive stuff in it to someone, they're going to vote for your movie over someone who didn't.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, that happens. It's called screeners, and you're allowed to like send a gift basket with your screener.
Oh my God. So what'll people put in there? Like a check for like $500?
I mean, I don't know if it's that bad, but I'm sure they're getting like Rolexes, expensive shit. I don't know specifically what people put in these gift baskets, but I know
society.
that was something that was that wasn't done for a while until kind of Harvey Weinstein came into the picture, which is why a lot of people for years, even before the huge scandal with Weinstein, a lot of people were saying he ruined the Oscars. Specifically because he started doing that, and then everybody started doing that, and then it's kind of like, okay, well, it's not really about how good your movie is, it's how good the campaign for your movie was.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that in music too.
Exactly.
Like, it's not necessarily about the record should be good, but if you don't work the record, no one's going to hear it.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
that's for everybody. Like, so it's like any big artist that you think of, you can't imagine what's going into like the campaign. Even if it looks like there's no campaign, there's a campaign.
Yeah.
Like, even when it's like, oh, a surprise album, or like they just post like, my album's coming out Friday. They've been working on that for like 6 months leading up to that moment.
Things about this is actually the first year that I didn't watch the Oscars. Like, I looked at like up highlights on YouTube the next day.